My name is Trent Walter. I'm an artist, printer and publisher, and I've been undertaking my PhD candidature at Monash University in art design and architecture. My project is called Printmaking in Relation. The workshop is as Alibi, and it really starts with some workshops I ran in remote Western Australia. We ran workshops for a number of days with Indigenous artists from the Art Centre at Walioti, and there just was a bunch of ethical gaps which developed in my mind over the years, and chief among them was why were we taking this atelier style of art making workshop out to a remote community? Why weren't we kind of really making something from the ground up and working collaboratively, thinking together? The research prompted me to consider the printmaking workshop, but also how it might be conducted in a way that gave a broader and more inclusive representation of voices within a printmaking portfolio. And so I designed this project, which was called From Australia in Accumulation. And as part of that project, I went out into different communities around Victoria, Northern Territory, Northern South Australia in the APY lands, and specifically in Mimili, and also in Tasmania. And the idea was to take processes that didn't require all the machinery of printmaking, things that could be made simply within a room, because that's often the space that we had. And it also meant that we weren't limited in who could access the workshop. With this project, there's been 111 contributors over a series of workshops around the country. In making this exhibition, the idea was to include one work by each participant. So it's not set up to be an aesthetic experience, although some people may have that experience. Really, I had a list of all the participants and then was finding their work within the archive boxes. In making the exhibition, it was thinking about how I could draw the position of the workshop and the position of an archive, or a presentation of an archive as an exhibition together. And so what I did was I made this object, which is behind me, which is like a vessel that can hold both the archive and the workshop materials. So the furniture that is in the exhibition all comes out of that box, so that the lids of the crate become the tabletops. All the stools and everything kind of go back into it. And this is really coming from a position that's related to my own kind of a sense of selfhood, being Ceylonese, Sri Lankan Australian. And there's a wonderful anthropologist, Michael Roberts, who's written about pejorative phrases, particularly used against burghers, which is my mum's ethnicity. And it's really interesting because he takes this position of tupahi, which is a pejorative phrase which really means kind of contaminated or broken in contemporary kind of usage, singular usage. And he takes it as a position of pride to say, well, you know, I'm mixed. I'm kind of both things. I'm this kind of hybrid identity. And I think in making the exhibition materials, I had that foremost in my mind. So I wanted to make this vessel which could operate as this kind of hybrid object, that is this kind of tupahi object that is in between these two different positions, but kind of can hold them both at the same time. I've been very lucky within this research to work with so many incredible community groups and members of the public who have been willing to kind of share their experiences, to share kind of this community space with me. And so I really want to acknowledge their contribution, and I've tried to do that by centering their work and including one work by each participant within the exhibition. So a lot of the project has been about like a non-hierarchical or an attempt at a non-hierarchical approach at printmaking and the printmaking workshop. But I'm just incredibly fortunate to have had so many wonderful contributors to the project who are on display in the MADA Gallery.